Hello, it is 9 p.m. on March 9th, 2020. Welcome to the weather update. A very warm day across the area today. Yeah, really warm. And it's still warm in Central Park. You can see it's 65. Well, let's first take a look and see what it was like earlier. We're first going to get looking at some of the observations here. This was earlier this afternoon around 4 o'clock. You'll see here in the left-hand portion of your screen here. 65 it was in Farmingdale. The south wind at 14. So there was a sea breeze on Long Island. Islip was 62. Again, this was at 4 o'clock. But it was even cooler on the South Shore of the Brusky Airport in West Hampton. It's just more representative of the South Shore, 55 degrees. And at JFK, 61. But look at LaGuardia, 71. So 10-degree difference there. Humidity is very low. You notice that the humidity is only 15% with a dew point of 21. So this is fire weather conditions. 71 at Central Park. 73 at Newark. Again, very low humidity. 71 at Central Park. We already saw that there. White Plains was 69 again. This was this afternoon. We'll go over the highs in a minute. And Toms River at 73 degrees. This was again around 4 o'clock this afternoon. And look at that low humidity. So that's why they do those controlled burns, because on a day like today, you can see there was a west wind at 17, so there could be some wildfires. And 72 at McGuire with a west wind at 15, gusting to 21. So that's why I think they were considering red flag warnings for parts of the area because of the wind and the low humidity. The other thing we'll look at, of course, now is the high temperatures today. This is a map of the high temperatures I put together. So you will see here, let me make this a little larger here so you can get the idea of what it was today. So across Long Island, highs were mainly in the mid-60s. So 64 at JFK, 67 was the high at Farmingdale, 63 the high at Islip, 61 at Brookhaven, 56 at West Hampton. So they were only in the 50s, probably most of the east end of the South Shore. Those lucky people were only in the 50s. And the unlucky people in the city were 72 at LaGuardia, 72 at Central Park was the high, 70 at White Plains. You'll notice Connecticut also had a little bit of a sea breeze there. 63 was the high at Bridgeport. But look at Newark, 74. Somerville, 74. 73 was the high at Monmouth County Airport there in Belmar, Farmingdale. And 74 in Toms River. 74 in Atlantic City Airport, which is inland. Probably maybe it was a little cooler right on the immediate coast, maybe. And 72 at McGuire was the high there. So just a very warm day across the area. This is not normal to see. And of course, for those folks in New Jersey dealing with the worst of it, with the heat. As always, it's very hot there. You have to like the heat there. Obviously. If you need to be cool like me, you got to be on Long Island, especially East End and South Shore. Otherwise, you're going to be dealing with some heat. So let's go and look at the current conditions outside right now on the Wonder Map and see what we've got. Fortunately, most of Long Island has cooled down now, including Nassau County. It looks like we've cooled down. We're in the South Shore is in the upper 40s, around 50 here in Mineola, but the North Shore, look at this. The North Shore, Glen Cove, Great Neck, Port Washington, still in the upper 50s to around 60. So they have some of that heat island effect from the city, the North Shore. And the North Shore is hot, especially the North Shore of Nassau County is hot. It's just as hot as the city. And then if you go into the city, you will see here temperatures again, upper 50s, 60s even. And in the middle part of the city is still in the mid-60s. So still holding on to the heat in New Jersey as well. Still mid-60s there. This is like ridiculous for this time of the year. For it to be this warm there is absolutely insane. Looking at Toms River, we'll go further south. Looks like it has cooled off there because, again, you're a little bit away from the heat islands. Further north, though, Freehold, you're still in the 60s, around 60. That's really unbelievable. But in the Pine Barrens, it has cooled down in New Jersey. It does cool down at night. We had to have low humidity, so that was the saving grace. We did have the low humidity, so it wasn't humid, so it didn't feel too bad. Temperatures have dropped into the mid-50s there, and right along the shore there, it looks like temperatures are in the low 50s and maybe mid-50s, but you got to be right along the shore. Just again, New Jersey, not the place you want to be, unless you like the heat. I don't. If you like the heat, great. I don't. That's why I like to call, especially the Toms River and Ocean County, or the Florida of the South, between all the senior citizens that have moved down there and the heat. But anyway, you can see across Long Island, most of the observation stations are reporting around 50 degrees or upper 40s on the South Shore and East End. And then in New Jersey, you can see temperatures still reporting mid 60s. This is the other official National Weather Service page here. Temperatures, at least in Tom's River, have dropped off a little at night. We're in the mid 50s, but still not as cool as Long Island. So we did have a nice clear sky today, though. So I'll look at the satellite. I mean the high resolution satellite, and I'll show you that. We did actually have a nice clear sky, which means I did try to see a few pines today. I couldn't walk far, but I did. That'll be another video. But you can see, look at that. We had fairly clear skies, and it wasn't all that hazy either, because again, the humidity was low, so that's probably why the sky was not that hazy. It wasn't very hazy at all. And fortunately, I don't see any fires. As far as wildfires go, I don't see any. Obviously, the conditions today were not safe to do controlled burns, so I don't think they did any. So let's go look at the models and look at the way this week is going to set up. We'll be looking at this week into the weekend in this weather update. We're just sticking with the surface here on the GFS. So see that big high, southwest flow around the left side of the high there, bringing all the warm air up. But as we move in tomorrow, clouds roll in, and we have a chance of rain, particularly in the evening hours. You'll see with the weak cold front that'll move through. Then we have another very weak high building for Wednesday, and then a system to the south on Thursday, and then another stronger cold front moves through on Friday. This could have some downpours, and then we have another high that's going to try to nose down. And then that high hopefully will bring us some dry weather through the weekend, maybe some clear skies, and then we get the next week, and we're not looking at that. We're not going that far. Well, we'll just go out and look at it briefly. You can see there's a high to the north there that tries to build down, but as far as any snowstorms go, no, we're not going to see any snow. It's over, folks. We're gonna have to wait till next winter. We just didn't get a winter this year. Maybe we'll get a winter next year. Sometimes you get a winter, sometimes you don't. That's the way it is with the new climate we're in right now. But for the most part, this week is going to be above normal. And when we look at the temperature anomaly on the GFS, you will see that by and large we're dealing with above normal conditions Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and maybe we get close to average on the weekend, but we might have to wait until next week till we start to see looks like a little bit of cold air trying to come down. And maybe we'll see some colder air toward the end of the period, but don't count on it. Yeah, the rest of this week's going to be above normal. Hopefully by the weekend we can get closer to average. That's the best we can hope for as far as our temperatures go. So let's go look at the temperatures here, the temperature forecast, and we'll see what's going to be happening this week with the temperatures as we head. Now you can see today, sure enough, we were right. I knew New Jersey would break 70, the city too. Tomorrow will be cooler because we'll have the clouds, but it still could hit 60 in New Jersey, 50s for the rest of us. Wednesday we drop back a little more into the mid-50s. It's still above normal though. Thursday we are going to be around 50 degrees. Friday, look at that, warm air surges with that front, so it's possible that we could see some heat in New Jersey, but it does not look like the warm sector makes it to Long Island. But for those unlucky folks in New Jersey, lucky if you like the heat, but for those who don't like the heat, it's bad. You might be getting into the 60s, maybe even 70, while Long Island might be in the 50s. And then we cool down for Saturday, close to average, which is a mid to upper 40s. That's about average for this time of the year. And Sunday, maybe a little below average with temperatures in the low, probably mid 40s. So that's what it looks like with the temperatures. Now that surge on Friday looks like some humid air. So I'm going to look at the dew points just to see. Humidity should not be a problem. Like I said, the air is fairly dry with this air mass that we're in right now. Luckily, we're not seeing that deep tropical humidity because it's dry air. We're not getting tropical air. We're getting air more from that was over the southwest. But we'll have to see if we see any tropical air. Dew points come down Wednesday, Thursday. Let's see. Yeah, there could be some humidity with the head of that front because that's more of a tropical air mass. So you see some humidity with that, and then the humidity drops off. All right, let's go look at the NAM, and we're going to go and look at the precipitation because we do have that chance of rain for tomorrow, and I do prefer using the NAM for that. So we'll go ahead and look at that chance of rain. So we're dry today, dry for the rest of the night, it's tomorrow that we start seeing the rain move in. Probably in the afternoon, we might see a few isolated showers. However, the NAM is not very impressive at all. It actually generates a lot less rain than the GFS does, which is very interesting. And then maybe a little chance south of the area early Thursday morning, but that would be it until the next. That Friday could be a soaker. That one could be a soaker. So it does not look like there'd be much rain. Let me look at the total accumulated precipitation and see how much rain it brings. Barely anything for tomorrow night. So that's the NAM, but the GFS looked a lot more impressive with that rain. And let's see. The GFS doesn't really bring us much either, though. So it would mostly be light rain, really very little, less than a tenth of an inch, maybe some isolated amounts of a quarter of an inch, because there's not a lot of moisture. Again, this is dry air, so there's not a lot of moisture to work with. That's probably why we're not seeing all that much rain from this. Probably just very light rain, but it is a front that's moving through. So the next question you're going to ask yourself is, well, we had a clear day today. We were lucky to actually have fairly clear skies. There was some cirrus in the morning and some contrails, but then the afternoon the sky was pretty nice, actually. Surprisingly nice for such a warm air mass. You don't see that obviously tomorrow. You can have plenty of clouds. This is again the GFS. Wednesday, it's not really going to be that sunny. Going to be a lot of clouds around. Same for Thursday, Friday, and maybe Saturday we can get out of it and get a clear day out of it. Maybe that would be our next shot. I'm not going to go beyond that. Let's look at the NAM here, and we'll see how the NAM has for the skies as we go into tomorrow. Obviously, we're going to have plenty of clouds around, but let's see if it can clear it out Wednesday. Well, the NAM does clear it out for the morning, and then it rolls some clouds in for Wednesday. And then, well, I don't have it. Doesn't go far enough out for Thursday. But that's the NAM. Let's just do the windy.com. I'll look at this for a little bit here. Look at the windy.com, and we'll see what. We'll just look at the temperatures again to show you the graphics on these temperatures. Look at the heat in New Jersey. You can see the heat in New Jersey. I know I've said it. Well, you know, our government in New York is acting all crazy about the coronavirus, but you don't want to go to New Jersey because now they're freaking out over it too. Again, they've issued a state of emergency, and now you're just dealing with the heat, so you're not really escaping anything if you go there. The best thing to do, don't watch the news. Especially if it's News 12. But you can see the heat over New Jersey. It's nothing to free. Well, I have another video. We're going to talk about that. Wow, you can see that heat over New Jersey for sure. All right, we're using this for the clouds, though. So let's see what Wednesday looks like. Let's see if maybe we can get a clear day on Wednesday. Again, this is the Euro model, so let's see what the Euro has. Euro, actually, yeah, it's the same idea. The morning will be clear, clouds roll in later on. What about Thursday? Thursday, we're going to have some clouds around. Yeah, it won't be a clear day. And Friday the 13th, that's when we have that storm. We'll worry about that then. And then Saturday, maybe it'll clear Saturday out. Maybe. We'll have to see. Some clouds might try to come in from the south. But that's a ways off. Things can change between now and then. But right now, definitely dealing with some heat in New Jersey. Here's that. Again, there's that here. This is the model. All right, so just get it over here. Here we go. It's the current. You can also look at Vent2 Sky as well with these temperatures as well and show you, again, the heat over New Jersey, which was absolutely, yeah. You can really clearly, this even shows it up better. You can see all the orange over New Jersey, whereas Long Island is in the green. So, said, New Jersey, not the place for somebody like me. That's all there is to it. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. Take care, and thank you for watching. I'll probably have another weather update for you probably as we head toward Thursday. So, unless something changes. But anyway, thank you for watching. Have a good night.